Welcome into the Pick a Side podcast recap edition, Week 9 college football, Week 8 NFL. Shea, Norling, Tyler Rocky with you as always. And reminder, we are available on YouTube, youtube.com/@PickASideESPN. Also available wherever you get your podcasts. Please rate, review, subscribe. Tyler, how are you?
Boy, that was a bloodbath of a weekend.
Yeah, it sucked.
I don't know how it was for you, but not good on this side.
It sucked a lot. And it started with stupid-ass Vikings and stupid-ass Carson Wentz and then stupid-ass John Mateer and stupid fuck Bobby Petrino. I mean, everything went wrong for me.
Anyone else?
Yeah, how about dumbass Matt Campbell? I'm firing on him all today. Iowa State, we were watching this together.
Oh, yeah.
One of the great collapses. Iowa State had absolutely no business losing to BYU, but for whatever reason, after taking a huge lead in the game, a 24-7 lead, Iowa State just decided we're going to do everything fucking wrong. You had a special teams player downfield engaged in a block on a punt. Kick the fucking punt.
I feel like we were on the wrong side of a few of those this week.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, pick six, blocking downfield on a punt when you're not even going to fucking down it. I'm like, what are we doing?
One of those weekends. It was one of those weekends. I mean, there was so much.
And I keep getting beat by Bear Bachmeier wearing 40-7 at quarterback.
That hurt. And it felt like Iowa State, we were on the right side of this thing for a long portion of this game.
And then
They
my
scored 3
team
points in the second half.
My team backdoor covered.
What did I tell you? They do it every week. At this point, we need to lean into it at this point.
No, fuck them forever. I hate them so much. And because they're so non-competitive up until the final drive when the spread is in sniffing distance. And then suddenly Jonathan Smith's like, let me get in my bag. Fuck you, dude. Try winning a game, please.
You think this will keep him around? The boosters just love how he covers the spread.
I
keep
hope
him around.
It sounds to me, based on what I've heard, that the boosters just hate him anyway.
Okay.
I think the last AD hired him against the boosters' wishes, and now he's just working in reverse. This is a whole fucking disaster in East Lansing. It's going to get blown up. Other than what I've said so far, college was okay to me. Vandy was good. Washington was good. Mississippi State was good. Well done by you.
How about our Bulldogs, man?
Well done by you.
Should have had an outright win, but we'll take a cover.
Over in A&M LSU was beautiful. Tennessee, easy. They smashed Kentucky. I actually did okay in college, but it feels like I did bad because the Quad Bomb and Iowa State lost.
Yeah.
So that was basically my weekend. If not for that, I would be even. If not for the Quad Bomb losing, I would be minus 0.1 unit. 10-10 on the weekend. But because of the Quad Bomb, I'm down. So there you go.
It's rough.
That's
rough.
Hey, that's the game you play.
Mm-hmm. Rough weekend over here. 4-9.
Fuck me, dude. My God.
And it was just like Bears lose, and you have a chance to cover at the end of the game. New England, Cleveland goes over by, what did it go over by? One possession goes over. Cam Scatterboo snaps his ankle.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrible.
Carolina was just a bad play. Bad play. Happens. LSU was, people forget in this game, LSU was winning at halftime. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a pretty score by any stretch, but 18-14, you are leading at halftime. End up getting blown out by 24. I can't get a single point out of Oklahoma State. That's on me.
What were we doing? You know what? I gotta help you.
Kansas was in the was leading, and all of a sudden, no.
I gotta help you from yourself this next week. Where the 38.5 point conference dog, we can't be doing that.
It felt like a spot for Texas Tech to just lay down a little bit, power down. They never.
I was even kind of with you, and they winning 42-0. And Oklahoma State, how many times can you have the ball late with a chance to just cover a 38-point spread?
I don't regret the play one bit. It just sucks to lose.
As long as you don't regret it, then we're okay. Because
I'm not here to make excuses for myself either. It just sucked.
We're both in here licking our wounds a little bit because I did okay on the record. I feel like I could have done way better. The Carolina play sucked. It's a play I'd make again. Mm-hmm. They were at home. We loved them at home getting the touchdown. They got throttled by Buffalo. And Buffalo didn't even play that great. James Cook just ran all over the place.
Yeah. In a week where favorites have gone 10-2 in the NFL, naturally, I only bet underdogs this weekend. And I didn't sniff out the 2 because who the hell was going to sniff out Atlanta and Miami?
No,
And then
nobody.
maybe you were on the Jets. Were you on the Jets this weekend? I'm trying to remember. Okay, so
I
the
ended up
Jets-
taking them, but not for the pod, so
Okay.
it doesn't count for the purposes of the pod.
So the Jets.
Do you remember why I took the Jets? You were so mad at me in real time.
What was it?
It was Chase Brown got ruled out,
Oh, yeah.
and I took Jets +6
Yeah.
because Chase Brown got ruled. You were so pissed at
But he
me.
played. And, played amazing.
I
When
couldn't-
did he get ruled out?
I couldn't figure this out.
You know what's funny? Okay.
What happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. My dad texted me late night, and he goes, "I'm hurt in fantasy tomorrow. Chase Brown's out." I'm like, "Chase Brown's out? All right, Jets."
So he just got.
Yeah, my dad just apparently got fooled.
Okay, because we were out Saturday, and you said to the group, "Oh, Chase Brown's out." So I stealthily in the corner go on my phone and start picking up Samaje Perine in all of my leagues, and then I see Chase Brown is starting, and I'm like, "This asshole over here is feeding me fake information."
I wonder if I made a drunk error.
Luckily, Perine has a 30-yard touchdown at the end of the game. What happened here?
He meant AJ Brown, fellas. we were having a long Saturday night. I knew he had Chase Brown. He meant AJ Brown. But hey, it got me to bet Jets +6. Credit to my dad. He got me a winning bet because I misunderstood which of his fantasy players was out while intoxicated on Saturday night.
And he serendipitously picked up a fantasy win for me as well. So thank you, Mr. Norling.
Unbelievable.
Perine actually had a good game. 17 points, I want to say it was, but.
Yeah, Jets +6 was a good pick. Bears +6.5 sucked. Dallas +3.5 sucked. The over there saved me a little bit. The under in New England hurt. But I did. Houston was a drill. Nailed that.
Yeah.
Green Bay nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt mostly good in the NFL. Like, I think the process is still, it's working. I just, favorites were great this week, and that's probably not going to happen every week.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to bet favorites that often in the NFL. I'm just not.
And not only were favorites great, it wasn't like they're covering by a little bit here and there.
No, it was all
It was
blowouts.
all like covering by margin.
I think, honestly, I feel like I don't have a ton of reacting to do to the NFL this week because the games sucked.
And it was favorites winning too.
Like the whole day just stunk.
Yeah. Like I'm looking through the favorites are all covering by like 10 points of cover margin here. That's the type of week we were working with.
Like every game on the slate, except for Jets, Bengals, and Packers, Steelers. But even Packers, Steelers ended up being not close.
Yeah. I'd even say like Bears and Ravens was close-ish.
Relative to all these other games, Bears, Ravens was close.
It was
but
a 14-point game, but it wasn't a 14-point game.
every other game on the schedule was a complete blowout.
Yeah.
I will tell you one reaction I have. I think if I were Atlanta, I'd rip the Band-Aid off and I'd fire Raheem Morris. You have the two worst performances any team has put on tape all year. 30-0 to Carolina and yesterday to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I'd flat out fire him. I'd go LSU mode. Launch him out of a cannon.
Yeah, I don't know if you gain anything by doing it now versus at the end of the year. Like, I don't think any sort of interim is going to come in and completely boost this thing. Like, you're 3-4. You're not totally out of this thing. I would just ride it for what it is right now and then make a decision at the end of the year. And it may coincide with how you feel right now and you fire him, but I'm not firing him today. I don't think you gain anything out of that.
Doesn't it feel like they got another Arthur Smith? Like they just
defensive Arthur Smith.
Yeah, they just got another guy who, like, they have a playoff caliber roster,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
for
for
whatever
sure.
reason, this dude's just not going to get the best out of it. Also, Kirk Cousins, please go away.
Yeah, and that's a tough one. And I don't even think quarterback was necessarily the difference in this game for Atlanta. Like they were just you weren't able to run the ball, and Miami torched your defense on the road. And
Dude, Tua went in with pink eye and shredded them.
right, he already says he can't see over the line. Now he's got an eye infection, and you saw like the pictures of him pregame where his eyes all puffed up.
He can't see, and he just
He played
carved them.
He could have played with an eye patch in this game and still done what he did. It was just bad all around.
All right, let's get into the LSU thing, because I think the story of the weekend, really, in both college and pro, is going to be Brian Kelly's gone.
Mm-hmm.
This is the greatest coaching carousel of my life.
It's nuts.
It's
nuts.
The idea that LSU and Penn State and Florida are all already open, and it's not Halloween, is absurd. We did this last week. Which of those jobs is the best? We both landed on Penn State. Is LSU better than Penn State?
I don't think it is in the modern era. I think if we were having this conversation 5 years ago, yes.
These are like, if you take we'll say 6 best jobs, and I'm just going to throw them out off the top of my head. 6 best jobs in the country. Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, Alabama. What's 6? Georgia?
I was going to say Georgia, yeah.
Okay, those are the 6 best jobs in the country. These might be the next 3. Like, there's an argument you could make that these are the next 3.
Yeah, just kind of like flipping through my head. Yeah, I think you're talking about 3 of the next 5.
And
talking about here.
There's a chance also, based on the reporting this weekend from Diana Rossini that was quickly shot down by the coach, Sark could leave Texas for the NFL.
What NFL team is hiring Steve Sarkisian? I'm sorry, like
I know.
Are they trying to get him like a bump in pay or whatever? Like no NFL team is hiring Sark.
And
it was the most nonsense thing, and it was just all around terrible for both Sark and for everyone involved. Honestly,
do we know what the actual truth is though?
In terms of what? Like,
because this feels like an agent trying to get your guy a raise at the school that he's at, right?
Yeah.
We want to get him more money, so we're going to threaten to leave, but they're not actually going to leave.
But like, how much more money can Sark truly make?
I have no idea. It
Seriously,
can't be
like
more.
How much is Sark? Even if he went to the NFL, is he getting a bump in pay? I'd have to look up what his salary is right now, but I guess he's one of the most highly compensated coaches in college football. Can he really be getting that much of a bump?
$10.8 million.
Yeah, like you're not going to the NFL and getting more. Think about it. Ben Johnson is one of the highest paid coaches in football right now.
No, I think
he's making like 14 or 15.
I think people know too. Like there is more money for coaches in college than there is in the NFL.
Yeah.
In the NFL, you're going to make $3, $4, $5 million at most teams, unless you're the most high-profile guy like a Ben Johnson. Think of how long it took for Bill Belichick to make double-digit millions in New England.
Yeah. Think how long it took Sean Payton.
There is more money in college. So I guess to your point, if you don't feel like he can make all that much more money, then don't you take this at face value as he really is open to an NFL job? Like he just wants to do that?
I mean, maybe he does, but like, just wait it out. Wait it out. There was no reason to have this leak out. There's no reason to even have this conversation with your agent until the season's over.
Okay, so back to Brian Kelly. If you're Penn State, would you hire him? This has been a bit of the discourse this weekend as well.
I'm trying to think. Okay, let's go through who are going to be like the hot names out there. Like, if you're telling me right now, because all the smoke is Matt Rule is going to Penn State, right?
Yep.
If you ask me if I want Matt Rule or Brian Kelly, especially if I'm a Midwest school, I'm taking Brian Kelly.
The only reason I wouldn't is because I think Brian Kelly's not a good person. But that's
but like if you're asking,
that's my own thing.
If you're asking me on the surface, Matt Rule or Brian Kelly, I'm taking Brian Kelly. Like we can shit all over what he's been at LSU, and it's been, very very far from expectations. By the way, this whole game of chicken that they're playing about how they're going to fire him too,
I know,
was nonsensical.
Well, that's just because
you're negotiating a guy's parting, and it was just very odd the whole way that it was this cat and mouse game of we're gonna let him go, but we still need to figure out how we're gonna let him go and how much money he's gonna get, and it's just negotiating your own firing. Like just fire the guy.
Well, yeah, because all it is LSU's trying to find a way to not pay him every cent of the buyout, and he's sitting there going, "You're gonna fucking pay me."
Yeah, if you're gonna tell me to fuck off, I will be compensated accordingly.
Which, honestly, I don't have to like Brian Kelly, as he should. Like, if you're going to get fired and you have buyout money owed, you're gonna pay me.
Yeah, it feels like he's destined for a Big Ten job.
Yeah, of course he is. And it's the same thing I said about James Franklin, where now Franklin and Brian Kelly are the 2 most accomplished names in the coaching cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And hiring them is half as expensive as hiring anybody else because there's offset in their buyouts. So just to make it clear, like, if I'm Penn State, and I want to hire Clark Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to pay Clark Lee a full contract where if let's say it's $10 million a year, I'm paying Clark Lee $10 million a year.
Yep.
Where if I'm Penn State and I hire Brian Kelly for $10 million a year, I'm actually only paying him $5 million because LSU's paying him the other $5 million.
Yeah.
So that to me makes these guys even more attractive to give jobs. Same thing with James Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Wisconsin and I move on from Luke Fickell, I can justify paying Luke Fickell's buyout because it's less expensive for me to pay James Franklin to be my coach. Same deal with Penn State and Brian Kelly potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I can justify paying James Franklin's buyout because I've just made it less expensive to employ Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
This is like it all becomes a math problem, and they'll all figure it out.
Yeah.
But
now
they're
some of
going
these-
to get jobs.
Some of these Big Ten institutions, it really doesn't matter. Like you're gonna pay through the nose because you've got the money to do it.
It shouldn't
In the
matter at
SEC,
any of them.
Is the interesting question. Is will any of these would a Florida hire a James Franklin? Because it just makes more sense financially for them.
Yes, maybe. Do you think Florida would hire James Franklin?
I think they would. Yeah.
I wonder what. I really have no read on where he's going to end up. I know he's going to coach, but I don't know where.
Like Florida's interesting to me because, and I'm trying to think of like what level and threshold of coach is going to Florida, because it's not like Billy Napier was like a big-ish name. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't huge.
It's not like what's in the pool this time around.
No,
for Florida.
No, it was
There's
more
competition at some of these jobs.
And like there will be names in the pool this time around. There's like Ben Arbuckle, the OC at Oklahoma, might end up getting a job. Now I don't know.
Maybe not now, but
taking
yeah.
some dings lately. But that's a name that'll be thrown around. Willie Fritz at Houston.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little older, but that's the Signetti kind of mold of a guy who's had a ton of success.
Won't leave.
What's his face at Tulane? I can't. Name escapes me in the moment.
I can use my Google.
That'll be a hot name. There are group of 5 coaches that will be sought after. Maybe Clark Lee gets offers. John Summerall, thank you. Maybe Clark Lee gets offers from some places. I mean, maybe Sig gets offers, even though I know he just took the extension. Like,
I don't think Sig's leaving.
He's not going
There's
anywhere.
No reason
I'm just making the point. Teams are going to call everybody.
Yeah.
So there will be Billy Napier-like names out there again for Florida, but they could still, like James Franklin is a probably more inspired hire. It's just convincing your fan base you'll actually win big games.
Yeah. And for LSU, like, you won with Coach O, and then you did a lot of not winning after that, and it's just kind of been a disaster ever since. Like,
I wonder if LSU firing Brian Kelly, like this is the fascinating part. Lane Kiffin is the X factor in all of this. Because I do wonder if LSU firing Brian Kelly was getting in the pond for Lane Kiffin's sweepstakes. Florida's going to be involved. LSU wants to be involved. Ole Miss, I'm sure, is drafting extension terms right now.
yeah.
But like if Lane wants to level up, now there's 2 options in conference.
Well, here's the thing. I think we'll know by the end of the week. If Lane Kiffin does not have some sort of extension by the end of the week, because you just got a good win, by the way.
Oh, great
on
win.
the road at Oklahoma. Like, if he doesn't have an extension by the end of the week, I think we can put his name like firmly out there that he will be taking one of those jobs.
Because think about how quickly, like, this is a great point by you. When Kansas got good and Lance Leipold started being floated in immediate extension.
Yep.
Last year, Signetti, immediately extension. And then this year, when it happens again, another instant extension.
Yeah.
My school, Mel Tucker, in 2021, when LSU started getting floated as a destination, bang, got extended. So
Moves quick. These agents move so quick with this stuff.
I think you're right on the front of, like, if Lane's staying at Ole Miss, he's getting extended this week.
He has to. Like, he may get extended before we're done taping here. That's kind of the way you have to look at this because, I mean, with the way that the college coaching cycle moves, and especially when you've got a flashy name like Lane Kiffin, he's got to be extended by the end of the week or he's going to be one of these guys getting poached. There's no doubt in my mind it has to happen by the end of the week because of what's out there.
Yep.
And because, frankly, if the price is only going to go up, because let's say Lane doesn't get extended by the end of the week. Who's to say things don't heat up at Texas, or things don't heat up at Michigan, or Michigan State, and all of a sudden Lane's a name for them, right?
Oh my God!
Like the price is only going to go up. It almost reminds me of how the Dallas Cowboys do business.
Do you know what I would do to get Lane Kiffin?
Oh, I'm sure you do some very, very terrible things.
Because I'll tell you, I got a feeling I'm going to get Brian Kelly.
I think you should be happy with that.
No. Mostly because I hate him as a human.
That's fine. You hated Urban, too.
The idea that I'm going to have to root for Mr. Scissorlift. Okay, listen, Brian Kelly and Urban are two different things. I would have to root for Mr. Scissorlift. I'd have to root for the guy who, even beyond that, which is the most beyond the pale thing that's ever happened, maybe in the history of college coaching, and doesn't get talked about enough, that he had a kid go up on a crane in high winds, and the kid lost his life, like a true tragedy.
Yeah.
And Brian Kelly is, in my mind, shown very little remorse for it. But it's also like the more lighthearted side of this. He's the weirdo that walked into a Notre Dame recruit's house for a meeting at their house, ate 3 servings of this brisket that the kid's mom made, walked outside, took a call, walked back inside, kept eating, said, "Have a good night." The call he took was, "I'm taking the LSU job." And he walked out like nothing happened. And then as the luxury SUV is pulling out of the driveway of this recruit's home where he just had a family dinner, they get hit with a graphic. Brian Kelly's leaving Notre Dame. Like, he's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
And
Most college coaches are. Maybe not to the extent, but yeah.
But, like, Urban's a scumbag in a different way. Urban's going to potentially do some unsavory things at his bar. I know that there's going to be stories written after he leaves. I know that players will get arrested. I also know we'll probably win a national title. So, like, I don't have that with Brian Kelly. We might win 9 games, and I'm going to deal with a scumbag.
Yeah. No, I think the Big Ten is the landing spot for Brian Kelly. It's not going to be as difficult as it is week in and week out. Recruiting is going to get a little easier, I think, with the financial resources that you have. I think generally everything is probably a little bit easier in the Big Ten than it is in the SEC. I don't think there's as much pressure in the Big Ten either. Like, you get a pretty long leash as opposed to what you do in the SEC.
Yeah. I can't believe my coach hasn't been fired yet.
I think they're just going to ride it out to the end of the season, and as he keeps backdoor covering it.
Okay, but give me hope. Will he be fired at the end of the year? Give me hope.
What's your record right now?
We're going to win 4 games, if that.
Okay, then yeah, I think he's gone. I don't think you have much to worry about there, but
I think we're 3 and whatever the fuck. I'm so checked out. He's killed me. Yeah, 3-5.
3-5.
0-5 in conference.
Okay, that's the number that matters there. 0-5 in conference.
Get the fuck out. Yeah, with a loss to UCLA. Get the fuck out.
Blowout loss, too.
Ole Miss is locked into the playoff, right?
I think so. I mean, I'm thinking through resume-wise. Let me pull up their exact resume, but it's as good as anyone. I mean, they're not going to get into the SEC title, though. And I think that helps them. Well, you've got the head-to-head loss. You look at, like, A&M has not lost in conference. Bama has not lost in conference. Was Georgia's loss a conference loss?
Georgia's loss was to Bama.
Was to Bama, okay. Like, I just think there's probably a little too much leapfrogging to do. And, like, just looking at the SEC standings here.
Yeah, but remember, Ole Miss doesn't play a ranked game the rest of the season.
That's fair.
They play South Carolina, they play the Citadel, they play Florida, and they play Mississippi State. The way that they've played so far.
Sneaky trap game.
Yeah, well, the way that they've played. The Egg Bowl. The Egg Bowl, a sneaky trap game. The way they played so far, they should win all of those. Georgia.
Yeah, no, they should.
Georgia plays Florida. They should win. And Mississippi State. Then they play Texas, where I do think anything could happen. Charlotte's a nothing. But then they get Georgia Tech. And watch out now, because Tech has nearly won that game in years where Tech blows.
Yeah.
And Tech does not stink this year.
No.
Alabama the rest of the season. LSU, which fired Coach Bump.
At least you're at home.
Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, and Auburn. Alabama's probably in the SEC title game. A&M, I'm done doubting.
Yeah.
Like, they did it. They proved it.
It's the way you do it, too, man. Like, being down at halftime and then just pumping LSU the way that you did. I mean, putting up 49 on the road in that environment, of all places, literally one of the 3 toughest places to play at night, and you put on that performance, like, there's the argument to be made that they're the number 1 team in the country after a game like that.
And I know Marcel Reed made a couple horrible interceptions, like really, really just bad throws. I thought he was outstanding overall in the game. The difference that he was able to make in this game with his legs, he was incredible. And it really turned it on in the second half in what became a blowout. I can't doubt A&M anymore.
No. I mean, you look at the teams that they've done it against, and I get that there's been some close calls, but, like, there's no more. I think we're seeing Notre Dame's not a bad team either.
Yeah.
Going out and winning that game on the road at night, winning this game against LSU on the road at night, you got a coach fired. That's what happened in this game. You got a coach fired. That's how well you played.
Notre Dame's a playoff team, too, by the way. I know we've already, I think, talked about that last week. They were on the bye. But 5-2, they've rescued their season. They're a playoff team. The Big 12 is going to be, if BYU gets into the playoffs, I can't wait to bet against them in the playoff game, and I'll probably lose that bet. Just the way it's going. I think BYU is so fucking fake.
Yep.
They got so lucky at Iowa State.
Incredibly. I mean, the ball was just, that was a classic case of the ball's bouncing your way. Ball was bouncing their way for 60 minutes. It just was.
I'm never going to believe that they kicked a fucking punt. I'm never going to believe it.
Yeah.
Blocking. We kicked the fucking ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kid's getting yelled at, and he's looking around. He's like, why are you yelling at me for? I'm like, you fucking idiot. You just kicked the ball. What are you even doing blocking downfield if you're just going to let him down it?
Yeah. That one hurt because it felt like we were going to be on the right side of that one.
That one hurt. It ruined my week. It's the second time Matt Campbell's done this to me. 3 years ago, we rolled a freshman kicker out 4 times to kick 4 times. He missed, guess what, 4 fucking times. Now, 3 years later, you got a 24-7 lead over BYU. You're at home, and you start pulling all this fucking nonsense. Rocco Beck's throwing picks left and right. They killed me. They killed my weekend.
Your kryptonite is Matt Campbell's special teams.
It is. I'm no longer betting the Big 12. I've decided. I'm staying away. Like even like BYU, Texas Tech in a couple weeks, I'd love to be all over Texas Tech. I got no clue. I can't. I'm going to fade BYU, and they're going to win again. I'm getting sick of this.
Yeah.
I'm getting soaked by BYU.
Come on, man.
What?
Come on. Get it together.
All right, that's enough. Anything NFL? Have I derailed you too much?
I'm trying to think. Anything else NFL? What do we think about the Packers? What do we think about, like...
Okay, I have 2 questions.
There's a couple teams at the top that... Oh, actually, I do have an NFL thing for you, too.
I think
start with the Packers.
Maybe 2 things are true. Packers are a wagon again. Steelers are awful. I think both things can be true. The second half, I think the offense, like the light flipped on for Green Bay.
Yeah.
Love started making some really nice throws. He had a great game.
Tucker Kraft's incredible, too. He's one of my favorite football players to watch.
There were some fluky plays. Like I thought the deep ball to Christian Watson on that
Weird,
deep
yeah.
dig, there was something fluky about the way that went down. The Tucker Kraft play was ridiculous. That should have been an incompletion, and somehow Kraft pulls it down and then goes for 59 yards.
Yeah.
But he's awesome. And I thought in general, like they started to get Josh Jacobs going a little bit late. I think the Packers are very good. I've always felt that way. They've just been a frustrating watch. Steelers side of things, it's now 4 consecutive weeks where they've allowed their opposing quarterback to post a season high in passing yardage.
Wow.
That defense is horrible.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I think the Ravens are going to win the division.
I'm not as in on the Ravens, I think, as a lot of other people are. I get that what they did on Sunday saved their season, and they now have the path there. But even when Lamar was playing, they were losing some of these real clunker games. So I'm not totally going to do backflips for the Ravens right now.
I don't think it's less backflips for the Ravens and more. I don't believe that Pittsburgh is winning the North.
I think, yeah. To be honest, I think Cincy might have, and I know they lost in egregious fashion on Sunday. I still think, like, all of these defense, we always think of the AFC North as this black and blue defensive first division. All these defenses suck except for Cleveland.
And this is the most uncharacteristic Mike Tomlin team. because they're losing at home as a dog now. And Mike Tomlin as a home underdog is really a spot you never bet against them.
Yeah.
If you bet against it last week, you won.
Yeah.
They're in the same spot this week against the Colts. I don't think they're winning that game. I just don't think they're good. I don't know that they're going to go on the road and beat the Chargers. I don't know that they'll beat the Bengals at home. Like, could this team end up being 7-10 after all?
It depends. I'm trying to look through their schedule here. Like, it's not easy. It depends how they do in the division, frankly. I mean, you still have 2 games against the Ravens. And to be honest, the Steelers team can beat the Ravens. Any of these teams in the AFC North can beat whoever.
They can all beat each other.
Like, and it's probably gonna be whoever has the best divisional record wins. And I know that sounds stupid and silly, but it's just the way it's sort of set up right now is. And by the way, these teams have a lot of divisional games still against each other. Baltimore's got 5 more divisional games. Cincy and Pittsburgh each have 4. So that's where you're going to see this division determined. So if Pittsburgh can go out and go 2-1 against the cluster of Cincy and Baltimore the rest of the way, you can win this division, no doubt.
All right, what else? What do you got for me?
Can Jonathan Taylor win MVP this year?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about historic stuff at this point.
Absolutely.
And right now he's 18-1 to win MVP. And this is a year where quarterback play has been phenomenal too. But you'd be hard-pressed to tell me that he's a guy who can't be the MVP of this league right now. Because the way that he is going out and just ripping off 3 touchdown games like it's a walk in the park. And the crazy thing about all of these touchdowns he's scoring, I feel like they're never red zone touchdowns. They're like 30, 40, 50, 60, and then yesterday, 80-yard touchdowns. They're all like, you see him doing his little like triple jump celebration from like 20 yards out. That's when he starts like slowing down. It's incredible, man. He's on pace for, he's pacing right now for what? Like
1,800
yards. And he leads, he's going to have the rushing triple crown this year. Like, it's stupid what he's doing out there.
He's on pace for 26 touchdowns and 1,800 yards.
Like, we're talking about damn near LaDainian Tomlinson level stuff.
Yeah, the 26 touchdowns is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a ridiculous number.
Does that include receiving touchdowns too?
No, that's purely rushing.
It's nuts.
And you can argue points about sustainability on it, and I would say it's unlikely that he can keep getting touchdowns at the rate that he's getting touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, you rope receiving. Jesus Christ. You put receiving touchdowns into this. Holy mercy. He's on pace for 40 touchdowns.
If he does that, like...
That's a quarterback number.
Yeah.
He's on pace for 40 touchdowns this year.
It's nuts, man. It is truly insane. He's averaging 6 yards a carry damn near.
Yeah.
Like...
Baker has been awesome. Drake May has been awesome. We know what Josh Allen is. Mahomes is having an MVP caliber year. If Jonathan Taylor keeps this up, and I do think it requires keeping this up. Like, it's a bit of
like, you do play in the AFC South, and I get that you're going to go up against like Houston and stuff like that, and all your Tennessee games are in the past. But guess who he plays this week? Or I guess it'd be off. No, it is this week. Guess who he plays this week?
Is it Pittsburgh?
It's Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and he'll run right down their throats.
He gets Pittsburgh, Atlanta, then you get a little resistance with the Chiefs and the Texans. But
I would argue, like, can Ashton Genty win the Heisman all over again? Where you look at Ashton Genty's numbers and you go, he's on pace for 2,500 yards and 70 touchdowns, right? And then you just have to come to earth for a minute and go, he can't possibly do it. Like, I love that Jonathan Taylor is on pace for how many receiving yards does he have right now?
Let me look. His receiving yards, he's got 206. Not a ton.
So I'm going to do the quick math just because I want to be accurate.
He's got over 1,000. He's
on pace
56 all-purpose.
He's on base for like 2,250 all-purpose yards and 40 touchdowns. He cannot possibly do that. It's just not going to happen. The yardage, maybe. The touchdowns, no shot. There's just no way.
Yeah.
How many touchdowns does he need to win MVP? 30?
I was going to say like 30. Yeah.
I think if you get to 30
Honestly,
touchdowns as a skill player, you should get votes at least.
Oh, for sure. He'll definitely get votes. I don't think there's any doubt about that, barring an injury. I think To be honest, once you start talking like 27 or 28 touchdowns, that's when there's the case. Like, if it was a down quarterback year where there was no quarterback that really stuck out, I think we'd be talking about, all right, this is going to break the curse of the quarterbacks only winning this award. He's basically locked up Offensive Player of the Year at this point.
Yeah, that's over.
But
Barring
MVP,
injury. R.I.P. Scadaboo.
Yeah. And I think the other part of this, too, is the Colts keep winning. Like, they are 7-1 right now. Let's say the Colts are the 1 seed. Let's say the Colts find a way to go, let's call it 13-4. All right? The Colts go 13-4. Jonathan Taylor has 28 touchdowns on the season. Is he winning MVP? 13-4, and they're the 1 seed.
He would get my vote. I don't know if he would win it, but he would get my vote. If they're the 1 seed and he's the reason. Because we are also now graduating past the point where we were, which was, well, Daniel Jones is winning games for the Colts. We're not there anymore. Now it's Jonathan Taylor is doing this.
Yeah. And that's not to take away what Daniel Jones is doing. Daniel Jones has been phenomenal this year, and he's doing more than enough for them to win.
No, I'm not denigrating Daniel Jones by any stretch. It's just people are now talking about Jonathan Taylor more than they are Danny Dimes.
Daniel Jones was on a practice squad last year, and these are the offensive performances you're putting up. I feel like you got to give some credit to what Taylor's doing. And
20-1 on DraftKings.
You
He's
get him
tied with Daniel Jones for MVP right now.
I mean, if you made me pick an MVP on the team,
let's finish where we're at. They're the 1 seed.
mm-hmm.
We'll say Danny Dimes has 35 touchdowns, 3,500 yards. This incredible season.
35 touchdowns. Then we start having
what's he even at right now?
I just had the Colts stats up. He is at
13.
13, yeah. That's not a... Yeah, so if he gets to 35 touchdowns...
So he's on pace for about 28. So if he's at 28 touchdowns, we'll say 3,500 yards. He might get way more than that. We'll say 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they're the 1 seed. And Jonathan Taylor's got 2,200 all-purpose yards and 30 touchdowns. Who gets MVP? Because my fear would be they'll split each other's votes up, and then Mahomes wins it.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I know it's...
Or Drake May.
Or Drake May.
I mean, that's again, the X factor really is May.
I mean, yeah, could it just be there's so many candidates right now that...
It's impossible to say. But it's also, it makes it kind of a good bet.
Yeah. I'd love for Taylor to win this because that's a guy who's been through so much shit. Like, the contract negotiations, everything that happened between him and Irsay, too. Like, I don't know, man.
I agree.
I'll always be partial to Jonathan Taylor, but, like, I get it's a running back, and when there are as many quarterbacks as there are in the running for this award this year, it's really tough to go anywhere but quarterback.
I do think, though, if they're the 1 seed, I would vote for Jonathan Taylor over Daniel
Here,
Jones.
let's look at the people who are ahead of him odds-wise right now. Some of the quarterbacks. Would you bet on, or not bet on, would you vote for Jonathan Taylor or Baker Mayfield?
Right now?
Right now.
Fuck. I would probably still vote for Baker because of value. Like I'm one of those assholes that gets tripped up by it being the most valuable player.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like Baker's lost his left tackle for stretches. He's lost his right tackle. He's lost his right guard. He's lost all 3 of his receivers, and he's just been nails.
Yeah,
I would vote for Baker right now.
Now this one, I'm a little surprised that he is actually ahead of Jonathan Taylor, but Jonathan Taylor or Matt Stafford?
I would vote for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
Stafford's having a very quietly outstanding season.
No doubt about it. And I love Matt Stafford. I love watching Matt Stafford play football, but I would vote for Jonathan Taylor in this instance. Jonathan Taylor or Drake May?
Drake May.
I think it's Drake May.
It's not even close right now.
But I will say this, Jonathan Taylor or Josh Allen, I'm probably voting Jonathan Taylor.
I probably would as well. Josh Allen is, here's the thing. Mahomes is doing it, and Mahomes has done it before, so he's the favorite. Josh Allen won it last year and had a couple down games, but you're seeing the number next to him because we project out that he'll be elite.
Yeah.
I think if Drake May continues to do what he's done for the last 7 weeks, he's just going to win MVP. Like I'm comfortable saying if he keeps doing this, he's going to win the award.
Yeah. And everyone's like, "Oh, he hasn't played anyone." Guess what? He really isn't going to play anyone the rest of the season either.
Got news. He ain't going to play anyone. But you're seeing plus 475 because we've never seen it, and it feels somewhat unsustainable. A second-year quarterback's just going to continue doing this.
Yeah.
But that's like if Jonathan Taylor keeps doing what he's doing right now, which again is impossible, but if he does, I think it's the same boat as Drake May where you will just win MVP. You will find yourself winning MVP.
Yeah. And I will say this, but in terms of like sustainability stuff, I just see Jonathan Taylor and the way that this offense works as a whole. I kind of believe a little bit more in the Colts sustaining this than I do the Patriots sustaining this. Like I feel like there will be some trip-up moments, especially now that there's been few more games, a lot more tape on someone like Jonathan.
To defend your
point, May.
To defend your point, the Colts are 9-1 now to win the Super Bowl. The Patriots are 28-1.
That's crazy. Like not that the Colts are ahead of the Patriots, but the disparity to me is wild.
But it's just that people don't believe. I don't believe in the Patriots. I think the Patriots. And not to do the take away from win stuff, because, again, you don't apologize for them. But I do think that the Patriots are stacking wins against dog shit.
Yeah, but in fairness, they're covering spreads in all of them.
Of course. And I was just going to...
NFL. Like, look what happened to the Falcons.
That
is happened to a lot of these teams.
That is what you are supposed to do. Stack wins against dog shit. I just also think you put them in a playoff environment against Kansas City. You put them in a playoff environment against Buffalo or Baltimore, even the Colts. Do I buy in the Patriots winning that game?
No,
not really.
No.
So that's why I see the disparity.
They're kind of like and maybe this is a little too harsh, but it's kind of like whoever's going to win the Big 12 this year and then go into the playoff.
No, it reminds me
like a group of 5. Like they are a little bit of Boise State-ish.
It reminds me of the COVID Steelers that started 11-0.
Yeah.
And you knew watching them, you're like, okay, they're 11-0, but you knew watching them, they kind of sucked. And they got bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep.
And that's where I feel like the Patriots are there. It's not even that they kind of suck, but it is Drake May and a bunch of shit.
Yeah. And they're making it work right now going up against some of these defenses, but let's see. If they went up against the Broncos.
Yeah, I would not pick the Patriots.
Yeah.
That's like any team that if they go up against the Chargers, I'm not picking the Patriots.
By the way, how about the Broncos?
I can't figure them out. If you can figure them out, you're a smarter person than I am. Because 1 week
winning games,
dude. But it's 1 week they look like they can win the Super Bowl, and the next week I don't think they could find their way out of a plastic bag.
To be honest, they're very similar to me as what the Packers are. Like, it's all contingent on how well Bo Nix plays. When Bo Nix plays like a top 10, 12 quarterback in the league, that team can win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But when he plays like a bottom half of the league quarterback, they're not a playoff team.
That's a pretty good. Now, I don't think the Packers have ever hit me as a point that I would think they're not a playoff team.
Yeah, and that may have more to do with the division and just the NFC as a whole.
The Packers are like the Broncos on steroids a little bit. Like the Packers are a much more believable product and concept. The Broncos are still kind of young. They're sexy. They're frisky. They're figuring it out. The Packers are. It's why I don't get frustrated watching the Broncos because I just look at it and go, people thought they were the Super Bowl darling and people weren't right. Watching the Packers, I get mad because they should be a Super Bowl team. And when they aren't playing that way, it's just annoying. But now I'm 5-1-1, first in the division.
Yeah,
they're gonna just get. It's gonna come down to the wire. This dinner bet with me, Courtney, and Kaplan. Courtney and I have the Packers to win the division.
Yeah. That Thanksgiving game is going to be fascinating.
Yeah, in Detroit.
Fascinating. Too. Yep. And we know what happened the last time they played on Thanksgiving.
Do you see the price of tickets for that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
$382 to get in the door.
Stand up, Detroit. My fuck. Okay. All right. Anything else NFL before we get out of here?
I think that's all I got.
All right. That'll do it for us. Another edition of the Pick a Side podcast. Be back this week, Thursday, Friday. We've got picks for you, college and pro. Hopefully we'll do better this week than last week.
Yep.
Appreciate you listening. As always, rate, review, subscribe. For Tyler Rocky, I'm Shea Norling. It's the Pick a Side podcast.